I mean, women are good these days for just one thing, Western women. Most women, really, because feminism has spread to all corners of the world, unless you're some Inuit living in a, cave or some shit. I don't know what Inuits live in, but somewhere. Hey, you're living somewhere in a jungle with some broad who's never had any exposure to the modern world. Maybe she won't be a feminist. Maybe. But, yeah, even she probably came across some issue of GQ washed up on the shores of her isolated island, and just looking at the pictures maybe turned her into a femdyke feminist. I don't know. Yeah, of course, we men, we like to hug and touch and get all close up on women, snuggling and cuddling, not so much. I mean, unless it's during the act of coitus and all that wonderful stuff. But I came across an article that I found to be highly disturbing and is emblematic of the rise of the soy boy beta male cuck wimp. And this was shocking to me. I couldn't believe this was a real thing. I mean, I could kind of believe it, but even it took me a little I don't know about by surprise. Just, I was shocked. I don't know about how surprised I was, but this is some scary stuff. Listen to this. Men's cuddling group aims to redefine masculinity. Yeah, because masculinity is so bad, It's only allowed human beings to survive this long, right? Even before we were human beings, it allowed us to survive when we were dopey apes swinging around in fucking trees. It allowed us to survive before that when we were just, little marmots and shit running around on the ground. It allowed us to survive for hundreds of millions of fucking years, whatever form we were in, depending on whatever level of evolution we had reached. But apparently, no, we don't need masculinity. Masculinity's bad. Masculinity needs to be redefined. Oh, there's a video here. Oh, geez, do I want to play the sound? Oh, no. Let me see what it sounds like. If it's just music or if there's people talking. Okay, it's just music and a bunch of text showing a bunch of men in various stages of turning into fags. All right, let me turn that off. All right, so men's cuddling group. What is this men's cuddling group? Get this, it's a men's cuddling group where you cuddle with other men. I mean, what is the point here? To turn men into homos? I'm sorry, gay. I'm not supposed to say homo. I don't know why, because it's just short for homosexual. I have no idea how, pronouncing part of a word somehow is, what is that? What's the word for that? Homophobic. It's kind of hard to keep track of all these isms and icks. Ick. I I ick when I hear the homosexual. Yeah. Anybody heard of this? Men's cuddling group where they cuddle with other men, but they're not gay. And there's nothing wrong with cuddling with other men. And this is in Plymouth, Pennsylvania. Ah, yes! Once big, burly, strapping coal miners that would die of black lung by 40 because, we could figure out how to make a washing machine for a woman to make her life easier, but we just couldn't figure out a way to make a mask that would filter out coal dust. But you ladies are oppressed! Twice a month, half a dozen men gather in Plymouth to help each other work through past traumas. Oh boy, their chosen method of healing, cuddling with other men. I don't know what to say. What is this supposed to accomplish? Except maybe make you more open to, having a circle jerk. It may seem odd, but members of the Men's Therapeutic Cuddle Group, Therapeutic Cuddle Group, why do I get the feeling that there's some shrink involved here making money off this? Why do I get that feeling? Say the practice has helped them cope with everything from childhood sexual abuse to the loss of family members when they were young. How exactly does cuddling with another man help you deal with your mommy dying when you were 5? I don't understand the correlation here. Maybe some of you out there could help me. You can call in Phone lines are open. You can see the phone number on the screen or my Skype, The Realist Philosopher. I'd like to hear what you think about a men's cuddle group. Excuse me. This is just so gay. This is so gay. Yeah, the 2-year-old group draws men from various backgrounds. A 37-year-old Mormon. Mormon? Aren't you people staunchly against homosexuality? Who works as an airport gate agent, a 57-year-old married father of 3, a 62-year-old retiree. There's a range of sexual orientations. A range? So some of these men are gay. All right. Let's stop right there, okay? Even if I was open to being in a men's cuddle group, I wouldn't want to be cuddling with some dude who was a homo, okay? To know that he's got his hands all over me and maybe he's getting sexually aroused while I'm just, feeling like I'm going to throw up. Oh, God. At a time when tradition, and by the way, maybe the gay guy is just there so he can get a bunch of free feels. Although, I think his standards are kind of low. Unless he's the 62-year-old retiree. Who wants to, I would think some gay guys would have standards. Don't they have standards? Would you want to be groping a 62-year-old guy? Or a 57-year-old married father of 3 with a major dad bod? I don't know. This is so bizarre. At a time when traditional ideas of manhood are facing scrutiny. Facing scrutiny by who? Women? This is great. You know this comes from women, right? You gotta love the hypocrisy. You're not a woman. You can't comment on abortion. You can't comment on oppression. You can't comment on rape. Well, your argument is that I can't comment on females because I'm not a female. But why is it that all these types of things are pushed by women who are scrutinizing men? How can you say that we can't talk about you? How can you say that we as men cannot scrutinize women and talk about women's issues, and then you turn around and the only thing you fucking talk about all day and night is men's issues? Me thinks there's a problem with this. Call it double standard, bitches. The group aims to provide new ways for men to express themselves. New ways? What, Jack Daniels isn't a good way? Shot at tequila's not a good way? Light beer? Well, yeah. I don't like light beer. I don't like beer anyway. I like lager. You know that thick shit? You go to the fucking bar and they pour it in the glass and it's like fucking black? That's some good shit. Although I haven't had that in like about a decade, but I don't drink. But if I were to drink, it would be some thick black shit. If I'm going to drink some booze, I want it to be so thick you can't see through it, like motherfucking syrup. If you're going to drink, go all out. Yes, I have a light beer. My wrist is limp. What a light beer. You gonna drink? Go balls to the wall, baby. 100 proof liquor. If you're gonna drink some fucking beer of some kind, you drink ale. You drink ale. Ale that's so fucking thick that you could walk across it if there was a pool of it. Anyway, so often we're taught to be an emotional stoic. And that's the mark of manhood. Somebody's got to be strong. Well, how are you going to face the world if you're with some dopey broad who's crying all the time, which is practically all women, even though they claim to be so strong and independent, and they break into tears watching a movie? How are you going to get anywhere if both of you are weaklings? Huh? You're not going to get anywhere. You're both wimps. You can't face the hardships of the world. Women can't face them either, which is why they need all of these affirmative action laws, these preferential laws, this special treatment. I'm as strong as a man. I can get into the military. Turns out you can't. Well, can you lower the standards, please? I'm as strong as a man, but I can't do what a man can do. So, yeah. Yeah. Let's turn everybody into women. Well, why don't we do that, right? Men and women are equal, but we need to turn men into women. Well, isn't that you saying that women are actually better? And that it would be better for men if they acted more like women? Doesn't make any sense. Oh boy. So yeah, this is crazy. This is crazy. Cuddles. Yeah. Scott Turner, 46-year-old interior designer. Interior designer? Oh, he's gay. Okay, he's gay. I see. Well, he's got no problem cuddling with other men. He's probably going there just to try to hook up with other guys. He probably saw the ad in the newspaper. Ooh, men's cuddle group. Wow. That's better than a gay dating app. I bet I can hook up with a bunch of guys. He's probably grabbing the asses of all these straight guys, and they like it. They probably like it because they're closet homos. 46-year-old interior designer and co-founder of the group. Oh, co-founder! Oh, well, he's the co-founder. Oh, so I guess he thought he would be getting a lot of easy ass. Yeah. He probably is making money, too. I saw something like this years ago. I think it was in California. There was a group where a bunch of people would get together and just cuddle and hug, but it was men and women. And they would pay like $100 each. And the host would make all the money. You would pay the host $100. And then you would just, in their home, cuddle and grope each other. And, you know, you got 10, 15 people groping and cuddling and, you know, I guess. But I don't think any dry grinding was allowed. So, you know, it's very, very soft core. Meanwhile, they're making $1,500 in one night. It's a pretty good deal. I wonder how much this interior designer is making. Probably not very much. So he goes on to say, if you show any emotional weakness or vulnerability, that's a failure to your title of a man. Oh, come on. You know what this is? This is just some gay dude trying to socially re-engineer straight dudes to be more gay. This is the homo agenda, right? This is the agenda of homos and lesbians and bisexual guys. All these, you know, faggoty people. They're all weaklings, limp-wristed, you know. They want to make everybody like them. They're like 1% of the population. But they've been so empowered by the government as a minority with all these protections and hate laws protecting them. They wield tremendous power, and they're wonderful, useful idiots. So they're trying to transform the world to be more like them. I want to make everybody a homo. Yeah, I bet you do. 1% of the world's men just isn't enough for you, ass bandit. Anyway... but if we expect men to be emotionally sensitive, I don't expect men to be emotionally sensitive. I expect men to use logic and reason. Men are not emotional. If you're emotional, you're not a man. You're a woman, okay? That's it. I don't care if you have a dick or not. Men, if you expect men to be emotionally sensitive to the needs of others, they need to be able to build an emotional vocabulary. Oh, God. I don't want one. I don't need an emotional vocabulary, all right? Fuck off. I already have a very good understanding of emotion, and I don't need to be an emotional wreck controlled by my emotions to have a pretty good understanding. It's not the ends of what we're doing. It's part of a larger toolbox of healing, says Turner. Larger toolbox of healing. Is it just me, or does that sound like something a woman would say? Toolbox of healing? The fuck is that? First aid kit? I don't know. That's what I think of when somebody says toolbox of healing. Of course, he's speaking metaphorically, figuratively, unlike professional cuddling services. This is bizarre to me. I'm in the wrong business. I need to get into this business. I need to start a professional cuddling group. I could make big money. I need to move out to the West Coast, like California or some shit, and start up one of these. Oh, yeah, I could start a professional orgy service, man. I imagine cuddling services are so popular. Can you imagine what a professional orgy service would be? I'm not an orgy guy. I wouldn't have to participate. Just collect $100, throw your keys in the jar. Oh, there's something already like that? It's called a swinger party? Oh, I see. Okay, all right. Yeah. So this is kind of like that, except you don't go all the way, and it's with the same sex. Unlike professional cuddling services, which are gaining popularity in cities across the United States, the group charges no fees. No fees? Yeah, he's just trying to use this group to hook up or convert straight guys. That's all he's trying to do. Or maybe meet new gay guys, you know, do some ass munching. That's all he's looking for. The group charges no fees and members are not required to undergo training. Training for what? What training do you need to be a professional cuddler? Give me a hug. That's it. What professional training do I need to do this? I ought to do this. This would be, oh man, this is the perfect business. You just put an ad on Craigslist. Do you need to cuddle? Do you need healing? Does your soul have a wound that just won't heal? Well, we have the answer. Call the realist philosopher. He has cuddling parties Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. It's only $100 a visit. Yeah, this is bullshit. This is some bullshit. Oh my God, this is long too. Wow, I can't read all this. Oh my God. There's even more here. It's just propaganda. It's a growing movement. The importance of vulnerability. You want me to be vulnerable so you can control me, okay? That's all. Let me tell you something. Women and the government and academia, they all want you to be more vulnerable. Do you actually know what vulnerable means? Do you know what invulnerable means? You can't touch my motherfucking ass. Period. I am invulnerable to your bullshit. I'm red-pilled to the fucking max, baby. It's amazing I'm not red. Really red. Red with anger, for sure, I think, maybe right now. Ought to be. This is crazy. But there's vulnerable and invulnerable. So if I'm invulnerable, you can't fucking hurt me. If I'm vulnerable, you can fuck me up real good. That's what they want. They want to fuck you up. They want to mess with your mind. They want to reprogram you, indoctrinate you, control you, attach some strings to you, play you like a fucking marionette. Yeah. Oh, my Lord. We got a sob story here. One guy was molested. Boo, diddity hoo, fucking hoo. Yeah, I feel so bad for you, pal. Yeah. Oy vey. Okay, so this is a new movement. What do you think of this? Anybody out there want to comment on this cuddling movement where men are cuddling with other men? I mean, it would really be bad enough if you were doing it with women, but at least I can understand it. You know, maybe you're doing it because you're trolling for vulnerable women. I could get behind that. That's actually not a bad idea. Going to one of these cuddling groups and trolling for broads, because they're all so vulnerable, right? And you're actually going to get close to them, get physical with them. I mean, before you even have to buy them a meal, buy them a drink, you can form some kind of connection. You can be talking to them while you're cuddling with them. You know, you sneak in under the radar. You don't have to pretend to be a feminist like all these cuck boys out there. That's not a bad idea. If they have a cuddle party in your area and it's not too expensive, I suggest you go check it out. I think it'd be a very good way to bang a lot of broads. Got a lot of vulnerable broads. That's easy pickings. Easy pickings. Just an idea. Of course, you know, with your luck and mine, they'd probably just be a bunch of big fat women there, yeah. Although I think the odds would be that some of them would have to be good looking, but of course, you know, if they weren't all good looking, you could be stuck with the dog, right? It's not like you have a choice with who you're going to cuddle with, so yeah, maybe not such a good idea. Now, maybe if they had a cuddle group where you could, like, choose your cuddling partner. Ooh. I got a flash. There's a fucking bulb over my fucking head. I'm not going to say any more. It's my idea. Anyway, yeah, that's retarded.